it's a lot of work. But to have a grandchild, you just have those sweeter moments. You enjoy the sweeter moments because you know these difficult times come and go. You just take care of them, and it's just a different phase. And it's nice as well. I want to skip to having a children to a grandchild. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm like, oh, being a parent is so much work. So can we get to the grandparent part? Yeah, I think that's how I will like to think about youth, and but maybe it's not that easy that you know that you don't have your youth anymore. I don't know. Or me having a child would be very difficult because I would feel like, oh, now my culture gonna look at me as a mom, and then that's it. But where is the sensual Matilda that can be? And I also thought about it. And yesterday I had a discussion with someone too. It's in this chat too, Kaula. We had this discussion. I think you should just go and live in a place that, in that age of your time, the phase of your time, it's very balanced. For example, in New York, nobody cares if you're married and you're not married at 40, you have a child or you don't have a child, you're a woman, you're out and you're having fun with your friends. You can even go clubbing and it's all cool. But maybe in LA, if you're by at that time, you're not married, you don't have children, and you're still going to clubs, it's like situation is not that good. Or in different cultures, different countries, a 40-year-old woman is perceived in a different way. A 30 woman is perceived different way. I don't know. Maybe I just have to change my places according to my age and my phase.
I think only thing to change is oneself always. So it's your perspective. For me, I think it's a beautiful thing to age, but I like to look the way I look. So if I don't have a lot of wrinkles at this time, but I know that I will have them at some point perhaps. And if I don't want them, I'm going to do something about it. It just depends on how I feel at the time. As long as I'm not associating a negative um, perspective on myself, like as long as I'm not diminishing myself in my own eyes, I'm doing the things that I find self care. Right. So I'm always an advocate for a lot of people don't like plastic women. I don't care. I'm like, do whatever you want to do. You want butt
Exactly.
implants, get your butt
Yes.
implants. If you want breast implants, get your breast implants. If you want to get Botox, if you want to dye your hair, if you don't want to do those things, it's good as long as you feel good about you. And to
Mm.
me, that's part of acceptance. That's part of aging gracefully. And I think part of aging gracefully is sharing your knowledge with women coming behind you, and helping them on their journey. So I would
Yes.
say, you sexiness and sensuality and beauty does not end the moment you become a mom. In fact, I
Mm.
think just the virtue of I've never felt sexier than pregnant. I felt very sexy pregnant. Okay. And so the process of becoming a mother, because we have the womb, because we're the holy grail, we are the portal of life, because we have that magic that we create life and grow life within us, makes us beautiful and sexy and special. The softness and the femininity that are part of our nature when we are not so much in our masculine because we have to run a business or we have to run a household or we're in charge. When we can sit back into our beautiful feminine energy, no matter what age, that is a glorious thing of being a woman. I don't think a lot of us get to do that. Teresa made a really lovely comment. And she said, ladies, thank you for the multicultural perspectives of motherhood, aging, and societal expectations and views on physical appearance. Self love and acceptance and dropping into our feminine for ourselves, in my own perspective, is what can help us feel the sexiest. And like I
Yes.
said, I agree. I absolutely agree. And I know that Teresa agrees with me too. So, because she said it right here. so, so I think that aspect of aging is pretty interesting. So I guess my next question is, now that we're all getting a bit older, what do we feel about relationships and dating and transitioning through that aspect of our lives as we are getting older.
Well, in my case, I just, getting divorced, so I don't know nothing about dating yet. But I'm open. I'm open and see what happens. The age for me is not something that, oh, I'm 50. I'm not gonna be able to find someone. I never think that way. I always think I always gonna have someone or find someone that I match with me. But in the dating side, I'm very new. I need like to update.
You coach.
I need a coach to see what I need to do, what I have to say, what I don't, many stuff. I don't know when it's like, oh, let's cuddle, let's date, or how many days we have to go with this, or how many days you kiss, or that kind of stuff. I'm like old fashioned.
Gloria, I'm the opposite. I just came out of the dating zone, so I can give you fresh tips. I mean, Kia, are you free on dating or no?
So, as you know, I have been dating and I'm going to continue to do so. Nothing has stuck so far, but I think that's part of the process. And I'm going to share with you. Before I do that, let me put this comment up, but stay tuned because I am going to share with you
Uh-huh.
what I have learned so far from dating for almost a year. Okay, because as you know, if you've been watching Hot Topics Live, I am divorced. I have been single for 5 years. And I've loved every single minute of reclaiming my identity after marriage because so many of us make the mistake, listen to this part, Matilda, of losing who we are in our
Yes.
marriage and in our motherhood. And
Yes,
that is
totally.
a mistake. This is why we say the culture is shifting to self love, prioritizing yourself as a woman, as the goddess, taking care of yourself first because you cannot pour from an empty cup, which means you will not be the best wife or the best mother if you don't look within yourself and take care of you. Right.
Yes.
So, what happens is a lot of us, including myself, did that and lost yourself and your identity in your marriage and in motherhood. And now, coming out of that, as a funny story, I went to a 4th of July party and I was all dressed up. And when I got there, I was it's in a suburban neighborhood, where I live, and it was a bunch of moms with smaller kids, and they're all younger than me. I think I was the oldest person there, actually, and by a couple of years. And so they all said to me, "Oh my God, you look so nice! Like you're so dressed up." And I said, "That's because I'm divorced and my kids are big." And they all laughed, and it was the truth. It was funny because
Yes.
it was true. Right. I have the time now to like really invest in myself. My kids don't need me 24/7. I don't have a husband that needs me 24/7 or responsibilities. I have other responsibilities now running a household as a single mom, but I allow more time for myself to feel good and to feel sexy and to feel beautiful because sexiness comes from within, right? It comes inside out.
Yes.
So my advice there is not losing yourself in your marriage, staying on top of your fitness, staying on top of your beauty regimen, staying on top of buying yourself beautiful clothes. Sorry, Sasha. And, and keeping yourself looking sexy to you. And if you look sexy to you and you don't let yourself go, then your husband will continue to find you sexy and all of these things too, because it's a magnetic energy. So it's something you emanate and then it attracts back to you. And I like that George said, as a man, I don't mind aging. The only thing is to be able to get some hair back because I don't like to wear hats to protect it from the sun. Honey, you can wear sunblock, right?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like your problem.
I like bald men too. Like I like a good head of hair on
yes.
guys, but I really like bald men too. So I don't think that's a big problem of aging. I think you don't have any aging problems, George.
I don't think
You're
so.
good. You're good. You're all
Yeah.
right. Yes, a partner, a real man is very important in a woman's life if you want one. I did not want one for 5 years. I wanted to detox from men for, I was in a very long-term relationship. So I took that time. And so what I've learned about dating, as I've promised to tell you, is to Connect with their energy when you're on the date and see how they make you feel. If somebody is dysregulating your nervous system, it's probably not a good fit for you. Ask a lot of questions. Don't make it like an interrogation, but ask important questions, like not how was your day, but like what does a committed relationship look like for you? Are you looking for a committed relationship? These are qualifying questions, and you ask them so that you can gauge what your level of interest is in a guy.
Yeah,
Don't
that's why I love to be a professional podcaster, so I can ask all the questions, and they're
I
gonna say,
know
"Well,
that
you ask so much. Well, that's my job."
that's what I'm do. I'm a naturally curious person, right? And so you ask these qualifying questions because the most important thing about dating is trying to figure out if you like them, not if they like you. So it's these are qualifying questions. You need to assess their energy, see how they you feel when you are around them, and see how they answer your questions. Also, if you've made it to six to eight dates with a guy, it's time to see how you feel about moving forward with them. Do you want to be in a relationship with them or not? If not, this is a good point to let them know that, and to let them know what how you feel. And I personally don't like ending things in text. I think that's pretty weak.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's common these days. So, and it's also common for ghosters. Okay? So, don't take it personally if someone ghosts you. Just realize it's them, not you, and you probably dodged a bullet. Right? And there's nothing that you can do wrong with the right guy. If it's the right guy, he's going to forgive a lot. So, because he likes you. And also, don't accept mixed signals. Mixed signals means inconsistency. And as a woman, we all should be valuing consistency in our partners. What else have I learned? I've learned a lot of stuff, right? And mixed signals is a no. If you're going to do anything like no contact, mean it. Be willing to really walk away. Don't use it as a manipulation tactic. And you do that when a guy's giving you mixed signals. If he's, you give him like another chance. If he doesn't get his act together and start to become more consistent after talking to him, because you have to set your boundaries, you have to be communicative, and then if things don't change, then you keep moving. And you have to be okay with that. There's a lot of people in the world. There's one for you, and you won't meet them if you don't put yourself out there. So you have to be open as well to meeting people. And those are the things I learned from dating for the last several months. And I take breaks too. Sometimes I'm like, "Ugh, I don't know how to deal with it." But I think it's fun for the most part. Just go out and have fun and feel beautiful. And it's nice to get treated nicely while you're out.
I have a comment or a question about Kaula's point. I think, yeah, having the right partner, where she's saying a partner, a real man, is very important for a woman's life. Every, the right person is important. But then there is a lot of, I mean, the societies, in a way, in lots of societies, in America as well, that they constantly put women in a way that, oh, you need a man to be
Right.
happy.
Mm,
You
Yes.
mhm.
need to date. But honestly, that's not the case. I mean, I'm not saying the right partner is an amazing to have for women and for men. Lots of people even say you're not a man till you have a wife.
Mm,
You don't, or you have a long-term um, relationship with a woman, because a woman makes you a man. Just having private parts as a male doesn't automatically make you one. That the right woman will demand certain things from you, that your manhood can be in question, and then you realize, am I man enough to take care of her? Am I man
Yes.
enough to be valued enough to be in her life? And I think we a lot of women, they just want to get married because that's what the society is asking them. But why? In my
Yes.
culture, there was a lot of pressure from family, from my culture, that, oh, why you're not getting married? You're a woman of certain age, you should have children. Or if you're a woman older than 30, you don't have children and husband, you're not a valuable woman. That's some cultures